Hello and welcome back to WD18, the Watford fan channel. After Watford 2, Queen's Park Rangers 1. Dave, let's get straight into it. We had a few drinks at the railway before. Teams came out. What did you think? Because we got some news that it was a bit peculiar, but what did you make of that start 11?
Well, we were uncertain as to what system we were going to be playing, and it took a little while for us to work out that it was going to be three at the back. I don't think many of us saw that coming today. And I think initially to see Barr, who had such a good impact on Tuesday, coming off the bench, going back down to the bench and not starting again was a bit surprising. The Doumbia left wing experiment seems to have been abandoned after one game, maybe for the better. But yeah, I think Paolo has made some big calls there today. And we were saying before the game, we all knew that we needed a performance and preferably a result as well today. We got both. And we got what we wanted, Charlie, because what me and you said we wanted at the end of the game today was
Watford FC. As you can tell, we are at the Mad Squirrel, who do the best beer in Watford. Sam knows the drill. I'm stealing that from him. Sam, I know you're interested to talk about this, so talk to me about Paolo's tactical setup today.
I said to Charlie in the stands, I said, please don't ask me about how we've set up today, because it felt like it changed every couple of minutes. And in hindsight, I actually think it was quite good seeing a Watford team that fluid in terms of different players dropping in at different points. I did feel that left us a little bit exposed at times, particularly in midfield. I felt at times they were able to get through the thirds a little bit easily. But I thought it was refreshing to see a Watford team that fluid. Particularly defensively, different players dropping into the back three at points. I thought QPR again was absolutely outstanding, stepping up, dropping back in. It was an interesting system, and I'm not sure how sustainable it will be in the long term. But like Dave said, we needed a performance today, we needed a result, we got both. Happy days.
Certainly good vibes at the Vic, first game of the season against QPR, them lot. Not quite them lot down the road, them boys in hoops who think they're bigger than they are. And I don't know what minute it was, but Luca Kurumgard scores on his Vicarage Road debut, celebrates in front of the away fans, which is always good to see. Talk us through the goal, because I think Bola was on the touchline and we didn't know if it was in and out. I don't know if you saw from where you were. Kayembe did well to move it on quickly, and then Irakunda put through a brilliant ball, and then the number 9 did the rest. I know I've just summarised it, but how did it make you feel?
You know what I really liked about it was because it was a simple goal, and it's the sort of goal that every coach wants their team to score. When a coach is coaching their team to play from goalkeeper to centre back in the 6-yard box, out to the full-back, to the winger, like that's the goal. That's the prototype goal that they all want to score. Seldom do, because we're not good enough to pass it out from the back on too many occasions, or you can't beat the press. But it's just so simple and lovely to see it work. It was like, I think it went from keeper to Cipriano to Bola to Irakunda to Kurumgard, who scored with his right foot as well, which is nice to see. But it was great, and it was Irakunda is clearly a player with a lot of talent. He's an exciting player. And sometimes young players in those positions, they don't make the right decision. Like maybe he could have, in that position, maybe he could have seen the goal or like come in and had the shot or whatever. But he saw where Kurumgard was. He made the right decision. A really good ball between the defender and the goalkeeper.
On his weaker foot.
Yeah, it's great. Very encouraging. Good performance from Irakunda today, but great for Kurumgard to get a goal that's a relatively easy finish for him, just to get him off and running.
And then he got his second pretty soon after. But Sam, talk to me about the second, but your mate Imi and his role in it.
Yeah, it's doing your head in at the moment every time I start calling him Imi. It was a lovely ball over from Imran, a lovely ball in. And dare I say, a Mileta Rajovic-esque header, dare I say it.
What was he in his office?
The box is his office, the 6-yard box as well. It was...
Would you compare, and this is a bit cliches, but when there's a player you want to compare him to, any Premier League striker that you would compare him to early on, and the district that we're in at the moment?
Really throwing me in it here. My mind's gone completely blank.
Okay, maybe you need to get the hat trick to get that tag.
Erling.
The Hertfordshire Haaland?
Hertfordshire Haaland.
Too early?
Here we go. We're calling him the Hertfordshire Haaland.
We are back.
Yeah, no, it was a lovely header. It felt like it took an age to go in. A couple of seconds for the Rookery to start celebrating that. A really, really good header. And I think around that time as well, there was 5 or 10 minutes after that goal where the confidence was flowing. The flicks, Kurama coming back into his own half, and one of those flicks that almost went a bit like a back heel, but it was lovely. A couple of nutmegs as well, and the Watford team looked so confident. I mean, it was a sucker punch at the end of the half, though, wasn't it?
I just want to touch a bit more on that period after we scored. I was really impressed. Sam was in my ear saying, "Oh my God, we're so good," the classic. But like, there was a period of play where we knocked it about for, felt like about 3 or 4 minutes. We were knocking about. QPR couldn't get near us. Really nice move, interchanging, fluid movements. And it felt like very, like, I don't know, not very Watfordy. I haven't seen us play that kind of possession. I don't want to get too tactics. This is all about vibes, this video, but it's just really refreshing to see. What do you make of like that first half as a whole? And then you could touch on that killer at the end of it.
Well, just before that goal went in, just after that spell you've described, I messaged the lads from in the Rookery End WhatsApp group saying, I can't remember having us playing for any half as well as this last season. And there might be a couple that I can't remember. Maybe the Luton at home we were good, or whatever. West Brom at home we were good. A couple, but like really, when we were winning those early games last season, it was coming from behind, kind of squeaking it a little bit. Whereas we went out today and we dominated that first half. We scored the 2 goals. And then, as you say, Charlie, we were knocking the ball around really nicely. We were counter-attacking with speed and with precision. We were just at it. Loser was just leading the charge and just chasing down balls. Ngakia should have scored probably in the first half.
Your prediction's coming in, you can feel it.
That wouldn't have been goal of the season, but he'll get one. He will get one. I thought he was brilliant today. But then, yeah, and I think actually the QPR goal comes from the fact that we were so confident, because Kipianu takes the ball out of the fence. I think, a minute to go or whatever in injury time at the end of the first half, and he just tries to play that little 1-2 and give it go and keep going, and he gets cut out, and then a little ball goes over the other side, comes back in. Brilliant finish from the QPR player. But it was we were really playing with a bit of style, and a bit of flair, and a bit of confidence, and ultimately we got a bit of a reminder there that actually you still do need to manage games.
We were playing brilliantly, and Sam, you probably saw my frustration with that goal because it was just the timing of it, and because we were playing so well, and I just thought we had a lot of control, and that's been one of my bugbears last 2 games. Is I feel like we bypassed Loser quite a lot, whereas last season we sort of dictating. Second half wasn't as lively, but what did you make of it as a whole? If you want to pick out any players, were we comfortable in that second half?
In hindsight, yes. I mean, I just found it interesting what Dave said there about it being the best half, across the last couple of seasons, potentially. I mean, it's the life of a Watford fan, because I came out of Tuesday's first half thinking, I haven't seen a half that bad in ages. 3 days later, we produced one of the best. So, yeah, it's the club we all know and love. I think always in that situation, when you're holding on by 1 goal, I say holding on, I actually think in hindsight, we were pretty comfortable. QPR were really poor today, I thought, and even whenever the ball was coming into the box, whenever they brought it into our half, you're always going to feel nervous as a supporter. But in hindsight,
that's who we are, mate.
Exactly. Never change this football club. It's why we love them. But we were actually pretty comfortable, and I think we actually dealt with the game so well. At times, like I said before, I think the midfield was a little bit. It was too easy to bypass our midfield a little bit at times. I thought particularly Sissoko was getting too deep at times. I wanted him to push up a bit further. But yeah, I thought we dealt with it really, really well, and particularly defensively. I mean, Kevin Keben, James Abankwah, Jeremy Ngakia, particularly those 3 at the back were absolutely excellent today.
Couldn't agree more. Public service announcement, 2 things. I'm in a group with my QPR mates, and whenever Watford play QPR, whoever gets the winning rights, we normally change a WhatsApp name to like a pun. So I need a Kurumgard-based pun that we could change. Think like fantasy football name. And secondly, I've lost my wallet in the Rookery after the limbs. So if anyone work at the club, or let me know.
You've only
It's been a bad summer. It's been a bad summer.
We'll see Kevin Caben emptying his back pockets when he gets home. Charlie's wallet and Richard Kono.
Interesting you saying about the defence, especially Kevin Caben. Dave, I've been really high on the Banquo. I think he's got a lot of potential. He's been quite impressive. But who do you think is better, Kevin Caben or James Abankwah?
I think they both played really well today. I think they both bring slightly different things to the team. I think Kevin's seems a little bit more silky in possession. Like when he was in trouble a few times today or being pressed, he can just step out and he's calm, he can find the pass. But big enough, quick enough to defend his box when needed as well. I thought James Abankwah today was really good at just doing the basics, heading the ball away when it needed to be headed, clearing it when he needed to, being an option in possession as well. We've seen he can play right back as well, obviously, if we need him to at some point. Both look really good. It's good to see Abankwah's back out there after maybe having a bit of he went off with a slight calf injury, didn't he, at Charlton, but doesn't seem to have been affected. Playing in a back three today as well, I thought suited them well as well, which was really encouraging. Got another centre back on the way, haven't we? I think potentially from Popov from Ukraine.
Dave dropping a huge exclusive. It's interesting you said about Abankwah, because I actually thought Caben today looked like the A-side. I thought he looked like the dominant one. It felt like he was in the centre, he was dealing with everything. Abankwah, I think, played on the right, QPR on the left. But Sam, I think Kevin Caben, I know he's from Cameroon, but French mustard, he was unbelievable today. What did you make of him? What did you make of him this season? And then talk to me a bit about Jeremy, because I know you're excited about Jezza.
I am excited about Jeremy. On Caben firstly. We saw glimpses last season. He just wasn't able to stay fit. I think he got sent off as well away at Portsmouth. And there were some really, really good moments from him. Standouts were, I think it was Middlesbrough away, wasn't it? Where we won 1-0 or 2-0 last season. A Sissoko header, and Caben was absolutely brilliant.
Bankwah was good there as well.
Yeah, Bankwah as well. And I think together, those two forming a really, really good partnership together. And today, he was brilliant as well. I thought he was so commanding. It seemed like he won everything in the air, and I think as well he's just so composed. He's able to calm the ball down in those moments where it's a bit frantic in the box. I think he's a calming presence, and that brings me on to Jeremy Ngakia as well, because I was quite big on it last week. I thought he was really, really good away at Charlton, and quite a few people disagreed with me, and obviously that's fine, it's a game of opinions, but I was really big on it last week, and then he came on again in the second half on Tuesday against Norwich and was absolutely brilliant, I thought, on that right-hand side. And today, I think the thing that surprised me the most is going forward. He seems to have gained a yard or two of pace over the summer. I think there's potentially an element that he's gaining confidence in his body again after a really difficult couple of years with injury. And we saw it with Imran Loser. It's taken him time after that leg breakaway at Millwall. It's taken him time to get that confidence back in his body, and I think we're seeing the same with Ngakia. I think he's really coming into his own, and he's making that right back spot his own. Although a particular mention to Ryan Andrews, who when he came on today, I thought did all right as well.
I love Jeremy Ngakia.
Jezza.
I really do. And I know, there's been times in his Watford career where he's had a bit of criticism. He's obviously struggled with injury, been with us for quite a while now. But I think he always gives you everything. He's a trier. He's confident going.
I think that's a bit of a disservice. He's a trier. Like, you see him now, on the ball, beating a man, little flicks here and there. It's not a clogger.
No, I know. I'm not trying to do him down, but I just think he's wholehearted. I like the sort of way he carries himself, and I like the way he's always trying to do things, like that lovely back heel control, first time control today when he was out wide. Like, he can come inside, he's getting up, he's getting forward. I just really like him. I'm never worried when Jeremy Ngakia is playing for us at fullback or wing back. So I hope that he continues this form and he can have a good season.
What's the new Ngakia song been ringing round? The fact that Jezza's getting a song like this, is it to...
Sign from West Ham on a free. His name is Jeremy.
Yeah. You're not having it?
No, I'm not sure. I'm not sure, to be honest with you.
It's a bit arsehole, isn't it?
Yes.
Quadro Bar didn't start. Big call from Pezzolano, like you said. Playing with a three at the back, I always knew Paolo knew his absolute masterclass. It's all part of the tactical plan. But how do you see Barr's role this season? We know about his injury record. What did you make of his performance today? And it's just fascinating to me how we manage him. I don't think I've ever seen a player where he's got such a unique skill set, and I think he needs to be managed so well. And how do you maximise it? I think it's quite a complex thing.
Well, I think he is a brilliant player. Such an asset to us. Like a really horrible player to have to play against if you're a fullback, because you know he's so quick, so strong, so confident, comfortable on the right or the left, or even through the middle at times. So it's just very, very difficult to defend against. But yeah, the injury last season was a blow, and it was, you know, you worry about muscle injuries, and there was a time in the second half, right towards the end, when he was really pressing, and I was just thinking, what? The hammies! Think of the hammies!
Oh, I was going mad. I was like, stop running! Just see him do that.
But I think, you know, you would like it. Ultimately, you want your best place to start games and for him to be able to affect games for as long as possible. But he's a great option off the bench, as we saw to great effect last season. And if it's, you know, we're probably going to play different systems this season, and there might be games where he's more suited to starting. If he was going to sort of be twinned with Kunda, and one starts and one comes off the bench, like, kind of whichever way you do it, it's a good situation for us, because they're both players that will be good to bring on in games, because they're just, you know, against tired legs. Both of those will dribble past players and create things. So yeah, I mean, Barr's great, and I do think seeing him on the left for today and when he came on against Norwich, we tended to see him more on the right and in the middle last season, and he would go outside his fullback and get it in or drive into the box. Whereas being on the left, he's now coming in and shooting, and he nearly scored twice today. Obviously scored against Norwich. I don't mind it on the left. I quite like, you know, his ability to cut inside and get shots away. I think he'll score plenty for us if that's going to be where he plays this season.
Yeah, I thought he was brilliant when he came on in Norwich. Sam, a player who I was shocked to see today. I think loads of people thought we might not see him again in a Watford shirt. Edu Kayembe, talk to me.
Better than I thought. I was really...
Say it!
No, I was worried when I saw him on the team sheet, but other than that the positional play where, again, a bit like Sissoko, I thought at times he was bypassed too easily in the middle. I just thought he was pretty good, particularly on the ball. He kept it moving. We are still only a matter of time away before he scores an absolute screamer. I think he had about 5 shots today, and did really well with them. The goalkeeper made a really good save in the opening minutes as well from him.
That first time strike, he moved it across and he's hit it on like as he's coming across, really difficult skill. His ball striking's brilliant.
Yeah, it's brilliant. And yeah, did a lot better than I thought he would. Will he be my starting midfielder when everyone's available? Probably not, to be honest with you, but I still think Kayembe's fine at this level, particularly as a squad player. He'll come in, he'll do a job. He's not going to light it up necessarily, but I think he did okay today.
Yeah, I was a bit concerned, especially his second half, just when I see Kayembe and Sissoko and like Chair and some of the little lads running around, you think you want a bit more mobility in that midfield.
Well, let's I think raise a glass to Moussa Sissoko today on his 36th birthday. Fair play. The guy's 36, and yes.
Oh my God, have a shot, mate. Have a shot.
I was screaming at him to shoot, but I think he
should have passed.
I think he got fouled as well, didn't he, right at the end? But like, look, we know that Sissoko has had some good games and some bad games since he's come back to the club for a second spell. I'm not going to say that he's an amazing player at his age still, but I think there are still moments from him where you see, he's still giving his all. There's today, like he did help us get up the pitch a few times today. Like he does seem to be a bit more effective in that slightly sort of wider role than being deeper in midfield as he was a few times last season. And fair play to him. Like 36, he's still going strong. He played his part today, I thought.
Certainly did. When you're talking about Irakunda and Barr, Batters on the bench. He didn't get on today. We've still got Georgie Chatford-Atsey to come back. Talking about a couple of signings coming through, Sam. Udinese box-to-box midfielder. I think he played the 4th most minutes for them last season. Comes with a bit of pedigree. Slovenia international.
He's going to need to play straight away, isn't he, as well? With Loser out.
Loser. Sam, you've watched back the Loser. Yeah, a bit on Loser. Obviously, we talked about his assist. Was it a red card? And what do you think of his performance, though?
Yeah, it is a red card for me. Difficult because at the time I thought it looked really harsh because he slipped. But then I've watched it back and his leg was raised completely unnecessarily. It wasn't the most pretty looking tackle. I don't think he made the biggest contact with the QPR player, but the intent was there. Yeah, unfortunately, I think the ref did get it right. It's going to be a huge blow for us for those 3 games because, again, I think we're seeing a bit less of Loser, not less of Loser, but in the first 2 full games that he's played in Charlton and today against QPR, he's not getting on the ball as much as we saw last season necessarily. I think maybe that's because Kiprianu's in there as well and he's having to do less of that sweeping up. But he's getting his foot on the ball a lot less, which is maybe a bit concerning because you want your best players to have the ball. But when he has got the ball, we're seeing that pure quality, those touches, keeping the ball moving, an assist today. And yeah, it's going to be a big, big loss not having him around Loser for the next 3 games. Although I imagine we'll appeal it because it did look like he slipped at the start.
You can see why he went for that challenge, and like, look, it looks like he's, there's a moment of adrenaline, rush of blood. He's desperately trying to get us over the line. I thought he was full of energy today, constantly talking to the rest of the team, organising, quite a lot of dialogue it seemed with Petzolano as well.
Yeah, I want to touch on that. Yeah. That was really interesting because you mentioned the dialogue with Petzolano. Interesting way of phrasing it. What did you make of that? Because it didn't look like they were, I don't know how to put it, it was a most friendly conversation they've ever had together.
Yeah, what do you mean, like second half, towards the end?
Yeah, for me, of what I saw, and we know that Paolo's, he's learning English, but those two are visibly trying to communicate with each other, and they both appeared like they were struggling and angry. I think it's a good anger because I think it's both well-intentioned, but I found that interesting. I think I saw similar things against Norwich midweek, so I don't know what you made of it.
Yeah, I'd be interested to try and find out a bit more about that. I wonder whether Adam Drury could ask Petzolano about that in his press conferences. But I was sort of trying to work out what was going on because I could see a lot of remonstrating as well. And I thought there was a moment, I don't know whether it was the same moment or whether it was a different one, but towards the end when we were really trying to push up QPR, when QPR had goal kicks and we were really trying to press on. I think Loser was screaming at Ngakia to press up and to not worry about their winger, let Kiprianu come across and you push up onto their fullback. And I just think Loser just clearly was on it today. He was like, at times he was like our most advanced player when we were winning the ball and charging up the pitch to try and win it back, and he was pressing. And it seems that he's really up for it. And ultimately, that's a good thing because we want him to be motivated. We want him to be in the thick of it. And if he's going to stay this season, which it looks like he is going to, that's great. But it just meant that enthusiasm led him to go in too high and too hard on that challenge. But we've all been there. If you've played football and you're in the last few minutes of a game, you're desperately trying to win it, and you're just running around. Your thought process can go out the window. Yes, he should have. He should have been more composed. You'd like him to be a bit more composed in that moment, but I think it was the right decision to try and stop that attack, to try and win the ball back. And unfortunately, he just got it wrong. Red card straight away. Fair enough. And it is a blow though. We don't really have another player like him in the midfield. So
I don't think many players in the Championship have a player like him. Let's look to wrap things up. Sam, we talked a bit about the squad. We talked about Georgie's not there. We talked about Vatsa's not there. Bit of a step back. 3 points from 2 games. Obviously, we lost to Norwich in the Cup. 2 players coming in, it seems. There could be more, maybe. Don't know who's leaving. I don't think people leaving. Maybe there's been like James Morris, Tom Delly, perhaps. How are you feeling now about Watford, Paolo, and kind of Watford's hopes for the end of the season? Obviously, it's really early, but what's the vibe?
I'm feeling good today. I'm trying to enjoy the win. Obviously, there's a great buzz in here if you've picked it up as well. People are really happy, and in the short term, that's what football's all about, particularly with how despondent I was over the summer at times with Watford and after the defeat at Charlton and Tuesday night. I said today was a big game for Paolo. I felt we really needed a performance and a result. I know it's only one league game, one cup game, but we know how quickly things can change in the boardroom with Watford. I'm not saying he would have got sacked if we lost today, but the pressure would have been right on, particularly after the team that he picked with not going with Quadro Bar. So yeah, I think there's a sense of relief that we've managed to get the point even at this early stage in the season, and got to look forwards now. I think there's some really, really good stuff to pick out from in the second half against Norwich in the first half today. Controlled the game and managed it really well in the second half today. So yeah, plenty to work on, but a lot of positives as well, and definitely feeling a lot better than I was this time last week.
Dave, take us home. Have you got any bigger picture, any thoughts season? Are you just enjoying this win? Or are you thinking, when you look at this squad, could we do something this season? And now you've seen a bit of the Championship, there's obviously big hitters. It's so hard to pick with Watford to see how it can go, because obviously we know it's quite a volatile environment, but yeah, how are you feeling at the moment?
I'm feeling good, actually. Like, I was worried today that if we stunk the place out today, I think I would have been a bit concerned.
Sam said he was practicing booing before.
He doesn't need to practice that, surely. But I think, like, there was enough there for me to be encouraged about certain aspects of it. Yeah, look, we're going to have some tough games. We haven't got the deepest squad, as we saw when the second string came in against Norwich first half last week. We looked terrible, but we have some options. We've still got Georgie Chekmatadze to come back into this team. Hopefully, fingers crossed, he gets fit and he doesn't leave the club. Him coming into that team today is an exciting prospect. We're 13th at the moment in the embryonic league table.
Our rightful place.
I dare say that may well be where we end up at the end of the season. I don't know, but I'm happy with the performance today. I just enjoyed it. It was a good game of football. QPR weren't very good, but they did contribute to an enjoyable game of Championship football, back and forth. Like the scenes at the end when that final whistle blew, after Sissoko was running through and we thought he was going to score from the halfway line. The whistle blew, there were bodies everywhere. It was like it was sort of 120 minutes in a tournament or something. There were bodies everywhere, everyone was knackered. It was a well-deserved 3 points to Watford, an enjoyable afternoon. And I think we're going to have some fun this season. We're going to have some ups and downs, but I think hopefully it will be fun.
Shout out to Mike Parkin, who's doing his best job to man the camera, because it's quite busy in the Mad Squirrel, who have been great hosts having us back. Really appreciate those guys. And also, Hearts Mind. We've got 3 goals now.
This week, yeah.
That's 3 goals, and I had some bad news this week. A fellow Hornet, season ticket holder, sadly lost his life through suicide. So I just think it shows how important that those guys are. And if anyone is willing to join us in the pound for every goal this season, I don't think you realise how much that money will contribute to maybe saving a life. So I just think that's always important. It's so good to be working with those lot and at the Mad Squirrel. So we'll wrap things up there. Actually, Sam, one more thing to end with. Prediction. What was my prediction for this game?
Charlie goes to the top of the WD18 Prediction League with a Watford 2, QPR 1 prediction.
They all doubted it. What did you say, lose?
I said draw. Jacob said 3-1 loss. I said 2-2.
I'm back. All right, finish your predictions for Swansea away.
Swansea away. Oh. Depends on if the signings come in. If I'm going to go 2-2 again.
Desmond.
Swansea beat Sheffield United today.
Sheffield United in a bit of bother.
Yeah, they are. We don't tend to do too well up there, do we? But 12:30. Normally we play them on a cold midweek, so at least it should be a sunny afternoon in August. I'm going to say 1-1.
3-3. There we have it. Whenever you beat QPR, it's glorious. We've had it down the years. Today was a bit tetchy. I thought it could have been the way the first half, so let's enjoy it. We're at the Mad Squirrel. Sam, it's been a pleasure. Dave, thanks for stepping in.
And Charlie, first time presenting.
It's been a shambles.
What a job.
We'll be back very soon at WD18. Come on, you horns!